keep it 100 because it's time for Hub's Huddle Podcast. Listen to the man that talks sports from football to basketball 24/7, 365. He is known as the average Joe that knows more than average about sports.
What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Hub.
What's up, everybody? This Thursday, September 12th, 2019. And we're on to week 2 of the National Football League. But before we get started with week 2, let's talk about week 1 a little bit. Finished with a record of 12-5-1. A little disappointed in the Browns, man. All that hype, and I fell for it big time. Like, they're gonna come out nice. Week 1 win at home in the dog pound. Should have known better, man. They ain't won a week 1 game since 2004. And they got smashed by the Titans. That was crazy. 43-13, if I'm not mistaken. Baker Mayfield played like trash juice out the bucket. He had he threw three interceptions. Terrible. 3 interceptions. The whole team, man, they just look, in the wreck. Marcus Mariota balled out on these dudes. 3 touchdowns, 14-24, 248. Derrick Henry got in on the action, 84 yards and a touchdown. It was a long night, man. AJ Brown for the Titans, 3 receptions, 100 yards, man. Derrick Henry, 1 reception, 75 yards and a touchdown. Like, this was a beatdown. And they talked to Delaney Walker after the game, and he said, by the way, he had 5 receptions, 55 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he basically said they are who we thought they are. They were. And just thinking about that, man, you got to realize that, all the hype during the off season that they had, every team was going to be gunning for them, big time. It's just crazy. So, every week, the Browns going to face it. They're even going to face it on Monday night when they play the Jets. But luckily for them, the Jets are coming in without the starting quarterback, Sam Darnold, who has mono. I guess he was just kissing on too many women or whatever he was doing to get mono. Who knows, man? But, and that's a very serious thing, because if he plays on that, he could, large spleen that could burst, stuff like that can happen. So he has to sit, and he's probably going to be out for a couple of weeks. Then you got Odell Beckham Jr. Of course, he was in the news for wearing the watch, on his arm during the game on Sunday. But other than that, I mean, it is what it is. You wear a watch as long as you ball out. I don't really care. But he comes out talking about the Jets defensive coordinator Gregg Williams. It said that he was directing Browns players to injure him in a 2017 preseason game while Odell was with the Giants. I don't know, man. I just know. You're talking now. I just know come Monday night, you better ball out, and the Browns just better win. You're just talking now. I mean, who knows if Gregg Williams was directing players to injure him? Who knows, man? But other week 1 news, man. Dolphins rumors about the Dolphins players. They won out of Miami. Basically. They feel like Miami's in a tanking situation. They got the doors blown off them by the Ravens, and that's something. Now I said that game could get ugly. I didn't think it was gonna get that ugly. 59-10. They were, man. Look, the Ravens scored the most points in team history in the game. That's 59. The man, they beat up on the Dolphins so bad. It was over. It was over at halftime. I think it was like 40-0 or something at halftime. I was like, wow. It was like 42-10 at halftime. So they beat the doors off of them dudes. Lamar Jackson, can't say he just a runner anymore. That kid, man, he was 17 for 20, 324 yards and 5 touchdowns. Hollywood Brown came up, rookie debut, 4 receptions, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mark Andrews had 8 receptions, 108 yards, one touchdown. Willie Snead chipped in with a touchdown. Boykin, touchdown. Richard, touchdown. These dudes was balling, and they beat up on, Miami. Mark Ingram in his debut with the Ravens in the regular season, 14 attempts, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did, look, defensively, offensively, the Ravens was balling. They went to Miami and beat the dog out of the Dolphins. Dolphins, it don't let up because they got the Patriots coming in on Sunday. And I know for a fact, like, y'all know I'm a Patriots fan, but y'all know New England always struggles in Miami. So it'll be an interesting game. I don't think, New England's going to come in and blow them out the water like what Buffalo did. But, we'll see about that pick, over the weekend. Also out of Washington, of course, the Redskins lost against Philly on Sunday, and looked like they're going to be without Darius Geis for a minute. He had surgery on the torn meniscus, so with that, Adrian Peterson, he is now active and will play Sunday against the Cowboys. I thought, Adrian Peterson should have been, on the field on Sunday. I think he would have had a better impact, if you paired Geis with Adrian Peterson than Geis and Thompson. So we'll just have to see. With AP got in the tank, going against that Dallas defense, it's going to be, struggle. But we'll see how veteran AP can do. Vernon Davis had himself a game as on Sunday in Philadelphia. He hurdled over one of the players. I thought he got hurt on that injury, but turns out that he he lost his grandfather prior to playing in the game. Condolences out to him. I'm quite sure he dedicated that his performance to his grandfather. Condolences out to Vernon Davis. Other games during week 1, we had a tie. First, we start out week 1 with a tie. Lions and the Cardinals. Lions had no business in the tie with the Cardinals. They were up by 18, and all props go to Kyler Murray for bringing for willing his team back. 18 points. To come away. With the tie. That right there was a good game, in the fourth quarter. Chiefs and Jaguars started off well, but the Chiefs took over. Of course, Tyreek Hill's gonna be out for a little bit. He's hurt. I think his shoulder. Nick Foles, he's out with a broken collarbone, so he'll be out for a while. Sammy Watkins, though, he looked all he returned to form like this was college. He had a career high 3 receptions touch. Three TDs receiving, but he didn't do none of this in Buffalo. Didn't do none of that in Buffalo. He wasn't even like that last year when he played for the Chiefs. But this year he came in. He looked a little slender. He a little fast. I'm watching him run on one of them plays. He kind of broke it. Chargers and the Colts was a good game as well. That went in overtime. The Chargers walked away with a victory. I picked the Colts, thought the Colts were going to win, but Chargers came away with it. Austin Eckler had himself a good game as well. So, plus he had the game-winning touchdown. But week 1 in the books, man, New England dominated the Steelers 33-3. Of course, the stat of that, Brady, the first quarterback, 300-plus yards in the game at 42 years or older. New England defense was, the real bright spot of the night. I've been hearing things, I'm a fan, so, I hear things, rumblings about how the defense was during the whole preseason and during like camp, but, to actually see it, on field and with all, with an actual package and not just playing vanilla in the preseason, you got to really see it and appreciate it. Defense is pretty good. Speaking of New England, of course, they acquired, Antonio Brown. He got himself into a little situation with he's accused of rape. It's a lady by the name of Brittany Taylor. She's accusing him that rape, 3 separate occasions, 3 separate things. Text messages, stuff is all out. We looking at stuff. Then we see videos of them two together looking more than just a trainer and client type of situation. So who knows what to think about this, man? AB, of course, is denying it. He's trying to countersue. And also it's a civil suit. So basically, it looks like a money grab. In this situation, I personally, reading, and it's not because I'm a fan of the Patriots. I just don't like these kind of situations because it's very hard to try to, you want to believe somebody, but it's very hard to do it, especially when you see something like a civil, when you think it should be a criminal case, because if this was, and I'm not saying it didn't happen. All I'm saying is that, if this is what was going on, wouldn't you want this person to be put away in jail so he wouldn't do any harm to any other, woman? I'm not really understanding why is it just a civil, case, and, there hasn't been no police report filed or anything. So basically it's a he said, she said, and, you provide what kind of evidence you got. So we'll see how that goes. I believe they go to court next week, but this Brittany Taylor is supposed to meet with the NFL, and she said the earliest that she can do it is next week because she's getting married. My thing is, so you got all this stuff going on, and you're worrying about marriage. And I know wedding is, important thing, but if you got something as huge as this, shouldn't this be like a priority for now to get this taken care of and settled before you go get married? I don't know. But we'll see what's going to come out of this. AB was at practice with the Patriots today. He's expected to play on Sunday. So we'll see how I go from there. There's rumblings about him being on the commissioner exempt list. So who knows if he gets on the exempt list, he still gets paid, but he won't be able to play. He'll be able to train at the facility, use the, being like the team meetings and all that. He just won't be able to play. So we'll see how all that play out. And I think, just looking at different people talking about it, more so they need to handle like how the NBA handles it. If it's like civil and nothing been like, like proven, they should wait to make their decision until things, until everything is final. And that's what I think that they should do, but who knows? We all know how Roger Goodell rolls, and it is what it is. I'd be shocked, if he's not on the list. So, but let's enough of week 1, enough with all the drama in NFL. Let's kick into week 2, which we are about less than an hour away. The Carolina Panthers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Panthers are at home. Panthers look good last Sunday, despite losing to the Rams 30-27. I thought the Panthers should have won. Cam looked good as well, throwing the ball. He was 25 for 38, 239 yards. He had no touchdowns. He did throw a pick, but for me, I would like to see him use his legs a little bit more, especially tonight. Last week he had negative two yards rushing. That ain't the Cam we know. But we credit the Panthers' run game. Christian McCaffrey. Hey man, 19 carries, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. That kid balled last week. He's a beast. Tampa Bay, they're coming in off a loss as well. Now they got beat up by the 49ers, 31-17. Jameis Winston didn't have his best day. He threw two interceptions. Tampa Bay defense only had a sack in the entire game. I know they had an interception as well. I just think this defense will need to step up tonight. Todd Bowles going to have to get his game plan together, neutralize, the run game, led by Christian McCaffrey, and and try to contain Cam. I think tonight Cam is going to let loose a little bit, with his legs. So I think, Todd Bowles and that defense, Todd Bowles, defensive coordinator, and that defense of Tampa Bay is going to have their hands full. But, in all honesty, if it comes down to the offense, Jameis Winston, he needs to put on a big game performance tonight. And, he needs to go eat. That's exactly what needs to happen. He needs to have a big time, performance tonight for Tampa to walk out with the victory. And I think it's going to come on, onto his, arm and everything. And I know he didn't do well, throwing the ball, vertically last week. So, hey, he's going to come out and show out tonight. They don't get a win. So with that said, my pick for the night, I just think Carolina is better offensively, and I think they're better on defense as well. Defense with Luke Kuechly and them guys, I think, Carolina's front line is going to put the pressure on, Jameis Winston, and might, have him making a couple of mistakes tonight. That's going to help, this going to give the ball back to Cam and his offense and let them go out there and do what they do. And I think offensively, they're going to ride on the legs, of Christian McCaffrey a lot. But like I said, I still want to see Cam, more mobile in the pocket. His passing game, was on point last week. I think North Turner just need to let, let that man loose, man. Let him be super Cam, and put on a great performance for, the world to see tonight. I like the Panthers in this one, 28-17 over the Bucs. So that's it. I give you my Thursday night pick. And just to let you guys know, this is how I do it. Last year I do, one pick on Thursday. I give you guys a Thursday night. Then I follow up over the weekend with the remaining picks. So you just got to listen to both of them. You got to listen to both podcasts. And shout out to the guy I met in Wawa who didn't know I was Hub. It's pretty cool. He listened to my podcast, so shout out to you. And shout out to everybody else, man, who listens to my podcast. Shout out to everybody who shares my podcast and, continue to listen. We're 1 year in, it feels great. I call it, it's a season 2. It's a lot of things gonna flourish off of this one. I got big plans for this podcast, even with going, live and doing live podcasts where, you guys can call in and talk to me. So I'm in the process of setting everything up. Just gotta be patient. But that's it for me tonight, guys. Thank you all for listening. Please continue to share this. Please continue to like, subscribe, check me out. Podcast is on iTunes, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube. It's on there. Of course, Podbean, Castbox. You can just Google Hubs Huddle and it'll pop up wherever it's at. It's on multiple different platforms. But once again, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen and share and give me your feedback. I do appreciate it, man. And just let me know what else you want me to talk about. I put it in, I make a show about it. What you want to know, what you want to hear me talk about. It's all good. We do have a big fight coming up at the end of the month, with Sean Porter and Errol Spence Jr. We got a fight coming up this weekend, so I'll be talking about that as well with Tyson Fury. So keep it locked and loaded, y'all. Just keep rocking with me, and I'll be back over the weekend and give you the remaining picks of week 2. So until then, Panthers over the Buccaneers. So y'all having a safe, enjoy the night. And enjoy this football game tonight. It's going to be great. Until next time, it's your boy Hub, and I'm out. Peace.